Ah,
Good
my
morning,
glasses.
Vietnam.
This
No,
isn't
that's
Vietnam.
not it. Something like that. Hello, Internet. My name is Sean Michael Patrick Thompson, also known as Spamo Man, as always your host of Drink to the Past, the only podcast where bagpipes. Thank you. That was a inexplicable interlude. I feel like I hear that coming through now. Are you watching the stream, Chris?
Uh, yeah, I was hearing that coming through.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, I'll turn this off now. We don't need any more stuff like that for the moment. But yeah, it's Burns Night's coming up, so I thought I'd pull out a little bagpipe tune here for you. Burns Night, for people who don't know, which is probably Chris, is a Scottish holiday of sorts, remembering Robert Burns, the national poet of Scotland. The national hero of Scotland, which is funny because the national hero of Scotland is a bard of all things. Most places they have their national hero as like some veteran of some ancient war or some such thing like that. But yeah, so Robert Burns is a cool dude. If you don't know much about him, I'd go look him up. He's the guy that wrote Auld Lang Syne, so that's among the Robert Burns tunes I know.
Huh.
Know a handful of them. Yeah, he's lived a very interesting life. I'm definitely hearing a repeat of my audio coming through, which means it's probably coming through on the stream as well because that's how the stream is set up. Is that coming through on like your speakers or something, Chris?
I typically mute the stream as soon as
Okay.
I can. As soon as
Mine is
guarantee
muted.
that the audio sounds fine on it, I usually mute it.
I am going to make
I'm
sure.
unmuting it now.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely coming through twice. That is super weird, but where is it coming
I think it's
from
only
twice?
coming through twice for you.
Okay. But it's coming it's coming through at all for me, which means it's coming through twice theoretically to anybody who's watching the stream, if that makes sense. Is my theory. So if this stuff sounds like crap, then please let us know in the chat. Also, you can always let us know that you would like us to drink, and we will drink to you, our lovely guests. Speaking of which, let's get into the first segment of the podcast, which is Sean Drinks Something Stupid. As always, I said my name is Sean Michael Patrick Thompson, and I am the one who drinks something stupid, and this is my co-host, who I forgot to introduce earlier.
Hi, I'm Chris. Barely introduced Audette.
Maybe you should get a host that remembers your name or something. Anyways, today on Sean Drinks Something Stupid is Woodbridge Sauvignon Blanc. I'm not totally sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's something along those lines. This wine has been in my fridge for a few months. I got it sometime last year to make a recipe out of the Legends cookbook, and it's been sitting in my fridge ever since, behind the eggs. And I noticed it when I was looking for a beer, and I was like, oh yeah, I should drink that. That's stupid.
Is this the first time I've seen you actually drink wine that is not mead?
Maybe. I don't drink wine much. I enjoy wine fairly well, but I'm more of a beer guy, and I feel uneducated every time I drink wine, because as much as I know about beer, which is relatively not a ton compared to like some of the beer nerds I know, like considering like my level of beer knowledge, my level of wine knowledge is even less. So it's just like every time I drink wine, I'm like, I don't know what to say about this. The other day I had some kind of wine, I don't remember, and I was posting about it in the Discord on our Two Guys Playing Zelda server, which if you haven't checked that out, there's good discussions in there. Shameless plug. But Also, they're the one of the few Discord servers I know that talks about mostly video games, and then also has just another channel to talk about what booze you're drinking, which is awesome. And I was like, yeah, this wine is neat. It's dry and sweet. And somebody else in the chat was like, relative to wine, sweet and dry are the opposite thing, right? I'm like, they are. I thought dry was like a texture, because to me, all wine is really sweet, probably because I'm a beer guy. I don't drink as much sweet stuff, so all wine is naturally a lot sweeter than most beer, right? So
I feel like that's
it's just a relativity thing.
But I'm not much of a wine drinker, but I always felt like white wine was sweet.
Yeah. And now Chris will entertain you with something hilarious while I go attend to my child.
So the something hilarious is probably going to be something in this prompt here. It's going to be a question of what we end up doing. Fantasy, mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, cyberpunk, custom, archive. What? What? There's a Tiger King prompt for AI Dungeon. Well, that's interesting. Tiger King and quarantine prompts. Huh. Very strange.
Are you entertained?
Probably not that entertaining, but apparently there is a Tiger King prompt for AI Dungeon.
Huh. Not sure what that means.
As in the Netflix show Tiger King?
I am aware of the show. I watched it. It was weird. A little ridiculous. Yeah, so just something. Hard to describe, really. But that was something. Yeah, so did you give them a rundown of basically what we're doing here today? We're just playing AI Dungeon, except for the news and booze and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, luckily, there's not that much news and booze to get into, so mostly we're going to be doing this. So, should we get into the news and booze?
Let's.
Mm-hmm. This wine tastes like a wine that has been in your fridge for several months. Like, actual wine people would, scold me so bad for having it in the fridge for more than, a day.
I mean, I guess it was opened.
It was.
You're not supposed to leave wine open that long.
Yeah, I mean, I put the cork back in. It's apparently been in the fridge long enough that the labels are starting to peel off.
Oh, that's probably not good.
I don't know. Tastes like wine. I had some after I opened it and cooked with it, and I remember it being better than this. Now it's just kind of like, a flat soda or something, where it's just the taste is kind of muted. It's not terrible. It's just I don't know, it just tastes like slightly watered down grape juice. I don't know. Not a fan of Woodbridge after it's been in the fridge for a few months. So my recommendation to you is to drink it all in one sitting. That's how winos do it, right? Also, I think somebody recently told me that wino is a derogatory term, and I was like, wait, it is? I thought that was just a guy that liked wine. But apparently it's
I think it is a derogatory term. It's for, a person who likes to get wine drunk.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also heard people get called winos, people call themselves winos that just, like wine. So
if I
maybe
raise my pinky, is it fancier? It's hard to raise your pinky when you're holding a wine glass. How are you supposed to do that?
I would not even try that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very awkward.
Yeah. That audio is still very distracting to me. That is strange. I'm going to see if I can figure that out. What are you drinking, Chris?
For once, I'm drinking not one of my usual standbys. Denver Pure Co. Incredible Pedal India Pale Ale, which I like IPAs, but I can tell it's been a while since I've had one.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Incredible Pedal isn't bad. I've had that one.
Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, that's definitely an IPA. I can very very bitter, very hoppy.
Hmm. Yeah. I wonder if it's because I have 3 Discord windows open in the actual streamer. Although I did last time too, so I don't know. Maybe if I maybe I can
I am
change them to
listening to
mute them or
the
something.
I whenever I unmute the YouTube stream, it does sound fine to me.
Okay.
I don't hear any
So
overlapping
the stream
conversation.
sounds fine to you?
The stream sounds fine to me.
Okay, then it. I wonder why that's overlapping on. Because I keep hearing like the same thing I say like 5 seconds later is something, and it's like, wait, hold on. I was on the middle of a thought, and now I'm thinking whatever I was thinking 5 seconds ago. What's going on? It's a little weird.
Have you muted your YouTube?
Yeah, my YouTube says it's muted. I go, what's going on? There. I unmuted it, and it was loud, and it was at a different time than the time in my head because it's that is a little even further behind.
Much further in the past, yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird. That's because that's never happened before. But let's move on to the news and booze. Resident Evil Village will be cross-gen, which is neat because then if you got a PS4 or an Xbox One, don't have to upgrade yet to play the newest Resident Evil. It will launch in May. I believe it was May 7th, but don't quote me on that. Go look it up. It's sometime in May. Anyways, early May. And there is a demo available now, but only on PS5. Which, that I think is a little lame. Because I was like, this game looks actually pretty cool. I'm more intrigued in this than I have been in, like, most Resident Evil. And I've always been kind of intrigued in Resident Evil. Of, like, eyed it from the side, being like, I should play one of those, because everybody talks about them and stuff, and popularity, and all that. But I've never got around to playing a Resident Evil. But now I was like, oh, I'll try the demo out, and it's only on PS5. I'm like, come on, man. That's lame. So, what do you think of that? You ever played Resident Evil? Gonna try the demo
only
on the
when
PS5
I was
you don't have?
much younger. Did I play Resident Evil? It was like one of the super off-brand, not off-brand, one of the very weird spin-off Resident Evils that wasn't like quite as good. So I don't have too much of an opinion on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, everybody seems to be saying it's pretty good. It plays really good. Apparently the demo isn't very long, but it gives you a good idea of what to expect, I guess. And a lot of series fans seem to be enjoying it. One of the funny things that I keep seeing pop up is memes. Is there's 2 villains apparently that are like these undead ladies, and apparently one of them's really, really hot, and the other one is like hot if you're into like mid-40s women, mid-50s women or something. Like if you're into cougar zombies, then apparently they're both really attractive, and like, so it's like a meme that Resident Evil apparently keeps giving people boners for zombies, and I think that's kind of fucking hilarious.
It does have a certain appeal to the necrophilia crowd.
Yeah. You got a zomboner, Chris?
I do not have a zomboner.
You have a zamboni. Is that the same thing?
Very different things.
Yeah. All right, and the other big piece of news and booze, there's a handful of, like, little things that happened this week, but I didn't think anything was, like, very interesting, mostly. But this I thought was actually really interesting. I've been following this. An old development tool N64 cartridge was found for F-Zero X, and it included large chunks of a beta version of Ocarina of Time, showing off unused items, textures, and early builds of dungeons, and a lot more. Includes about 100 early maps from the game, including the beta version of the graveyard, a beta version of Kakariko Village, and an early fairy fountain. So I thought this was just a super cool find, and apparently the whole thing was on this development cart that I guess they just reused development cartridges back in the day, so after they were done fixing Ocarina of Time or something, they just wrote over it with the F-Zero, so I think it's kind of cool that at some point, you know, maybe this cartridge had all of the beta version of Ocarina of Time. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really interesting.
yeah. So there's a guy called Hard for Games. The number 4 games. I like that. Any kind of innuendo, we will drink to you. So check him out on YouTube. He's got a couple of good rundown videos of some of the early finds. People are still kind of digging through the files and making everything, like some modders are actually putting it into like playable engines, and some of them are just like using model viewers to look at the assets and stuff like that. But he's got kind of a few good rundowns, and he's gonna keep this up as a series to kind of show off as more stuff is discovered from this. So check him out, Hard for Games.
He's got a great channel name.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought this was really cool. It was also one of the big things that's from this is the beta graveyard, which before Ocarina of Time actually released, there was a screenshot in some magazine or something that had this old graveyard before they finalized all the version of it, and it's just this flat plane with these kind of generic looking grave posts sticking up here and there, and that's one of the things that's in here in this version. So it's kind of cool to see that all that old stuff that never made it to the end, but some of it has been seen before, just in like pre-release material and stuff. So I'm all into this kind of stuff. I was like eating up all the GigaLeak shit from last year, even though I was just like, this is kind of shitty how this came about, but at the same time, I want to see it.
It is interesting, and it's always interesting to see kind of that process, those artifacts of development that didn't make it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And with that, I guess we are on to the thing, unless we want to rate our booze. Which we always do, because its drink is literally in the name of the podcast.
Yeah. For my IPA here, I'd give that a 14. That's a solid beer. It's definitely not my preferred dark stout porter kind of thing, but I do like an IPA from time to time.
Yeah,
and this Denver Beer Co. makes very good IPAs.
Yeah, I like theirs. I get their mix pack fairly regularly. That comes with that, and the Graham Cracker Porter, and the Princess Yum Yum. It's like good mix of stuff. It's all pretty good beer. So this, before I put this in the fridge for 6 months or something, I would have rated this probably 12 or 13. It was a decent wine. Not that I know shit about wine, but now that it's kind of lost its luster, I'm gonna go with a probably I don't know, just not as good. I don't know. It was just 10. It tastes like grape juice. It's fine. And I will have a beer in a little bit, but first, let's get into what we're doing. So this here is AI Dungeon. If you haven't heard of this, then go look it up. It's neat, apparently.
It is.
Yeah, this is actually going to be my first time playing AI Dungeon with Chris here, so I think this is going to be an interesting time.
So I guess what I'm going to ask it first off is, which one of these appeals to you?
Let's see. It's a little difficult to read on the stream. Explore Worlds. Is that second one fantasy?
Yeah, that's fantasy.
Okay. Mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, cyberpunk, custom, archive?
Our archive is the one that had Tiger King and Quarantine in there. So,
yeah, and Halloween.
Halloween.
I don't know. All of those have potential, don't they?
And I am aware of the kind of quality of the YouTube stream, so we'll just be reading off.
Yeah, I think that'll help for the audio version anyway. So
yeah.
It's a little bit of the nature of the beast. Please forgive our video quality here. Unfortunately, it doesn't stream so well, but
It's far from perfect.
You know, when Chris is streaming it to me through Discord and I'm streaming it to you through YouTube, it's loses a little bit in the filter there. But
Yeah.
if you are offended by this, just type "I'm offended" in the comments, and we will both drink.
Yeah. That's a guarantee.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's see. I don't know. I was all bummed out that I like got so turned off of Cyberpunk because of all the bullshit that happened with that story. So let's check out Cyberpunk. Why not?
All right. And then select a character: cyborg, punk, cop, or android.
Let's see here. Got my D4 here. Do this the right way. All right.
Okay.
So 1 through 4 from top to bottom. And I'm rolling number 3. So it looks like we're going to be a cop.
That was the one I was hoping you weren't going to roll. All right, it looks like we're a cop.
Okay.
Enter your character's name.
What should our character's name be? If anybody says anything in the chat in the next 10 seconds, it will override anything we say. No matter what you put in the chat, we will put it in our name if you chat in the next 10 seconds. So, I guess we could blither about names for a minute to see if anybody's going to respond with a hilarious name.
I was going to just go with Officer Bilbo, because that's completely appropriate for the setting.
Not just like Johnny Dick in Hand.
Yeah, not Johnny Dick in Hand.
That's another Cyberpunk joke, but not a very good one.
Yeah, because he's Johnny Silverhands.
Yeah. So we've lost one of our concurrent viewers over that joke, so I think it's time to move on and name ourselves Officer Bilbo Dick in Hand.
Bilbo Dick in Hand. Okay.
There we go. Generating
the story.
Okay, I thought it said generating sexy. I was like, why is it generating sexy? It's a...
You are Bilbo Dick in Hand, a cop living in the futuristic city of Zale. You have a laser pistol and a stunner. You are part of a police unit tasked with finding government criticizers. Oh no. You wake up in the morning and hear on the radio that there has been a break-in at the National Art Gallery. You have 20 minutes before your squad car arrives.
Okay, is it literally timing us?
There's no literal timer here. Hold on, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna enable a certain here.
Okay.
So what should we do in the meantime, do you think?
Well, let's see. Did it say we were just waking up?
It didn't say we were just waking up.
It says you wake up in the... Right?
Yeah, I guess...
Okay, so...
I heard it on the radio, so I guess I'm...
So should we get dressed?
Yeah, I would say, let's get dressed.
Because, Bilbo Dick in Hand probably sleeps naked, don't you think?
Yeah, you get dressed. Put on your clothes and prepare for the day. You walk out of your front door and into the street. You see hundreds of people wandering around, going about their daily lives. Hundreds of people, you say.
Why are there hundreds of people outside my door?
I mean, I'm probably I'm guessing we were living in the city or something like that.
Guess, must be, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just in an apartment up above a clock tower or some shit in the middle of the, bustling street.
Oh, yes, the clock tower estate.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we got some time to kill. You want to go fishing before the squad car gets here?
Sure. Go fishing while waiting for the squad car.
Alright.
Alright. You go fishing while waiting for the squad car. You walk down to the river and catch a fish to eat. An hour later, you see your squad car pull up next to you. Well, that took way longer than it was supposed to. What the fuck did you do? We had another fucking break-in.
Well, Sally, I was fishing. What do you fucking want from me?
Was fishing. Alright. Police officers get out of their car and draw their laser pistols. Get on the fucking ground! You obey and they put you in handcuffs.
Tell them I called him Daddy while they're putting me in handcuffs. Tighter, Daddy.
Call you... Alright.
Yeah, just say tighter, Daddy.
Say tighter, Daddy. You say tighter, Daddy.
Wait for it. It's gonna be good.
The officer tightens the handcuffs and laughs. You think this is funny? We're going to drain you of your blood and throw your body to the fucking buzzards.
Oh my god, what the fuck kind of cops are these? Are these real cops? I don't think they are. Should we, like, fight them? Or I guess there's several of them and they have laser pistols. That might not be a good idea.
I think, well, it's just one squad car, right? So there's only, like...
probably two guys.
Like, two, yeah.
But now we're handcuffed tightly.
Yeah.
Because I goaded him on.
Well, if we don't want to get our blood drained, we could always pee ourselves so that they don't want to touch us.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like a good course? Okay.
Yeah. I'll drink to peeing to yourself. Or something.
Alright. You pee yourself so they don't want to touch you. The police officers both start laughing while one of them sprays deodorant under his armpits. You fucking bitch, you pissed yourself. Ha ha ha. Well, that didn't work. Why did he spray deodorant under his armpits?
I don't know. Can we steal one of their guns?
Yeah, with like our teeth?
Yeah, that'll work. We can shoot with our teeth.
Their guns with your teeth. Alright. I like this plan. You steal one of their guns with your teeth. You clench your teeth and pull the gun out of one of their hands. I got it! I fucking got it! You put the gun in your mouth.
Nice! This is the best! Okay, shoot the other one before he shoots us, right?
Shoot the other cop with the gun in your teeth. Alright.
You shoot the other cop. Game. Yeah, seems to be.
Shoot the other cop in the leg. He screams and falls to the ground. You crawl away from the cops and hide in under a broken down car.
Okay. Well, we got away, so that's good.
Yeah, that's
We've got a gun, but we're still handcuffed. Can we shoot the handcuffs?
Alright.
To break them?
Yeah, let's give that a shot. Shoot the handcuffs with your gun. You shoot the handcuffs with your gun. Excuse me.
Bless your ass.
The gun falls out of your mouth as you fire it, but the handcuffs break and you're free. You crawl further away from the cops and hide under a broken down car. How many broken down cars are along this river?
I don't know. There's hundreds of people, so, you know, I guess a lot of them just are like, this is my car ran out of gas. I'm going to leave it here.
Alright.
So let's see. So I guess we should get it to the bottom of why exactly these cops took so long and why they were, like, fucking turning on us. Like, I don't think they're really cops. So,
yeah,
should we investigate that?
Yeah.
I don't know how to investigate, how exactly we would go about that. I don't know.
I'll just type in investigate so-called cops.
Okay.
You investigate so-called cops. You crawl out from under the broken down car and creep towards the cops. You see that they are twitching and jerking with blood pouring out of their eyes. Oh.
From one shot
yeah,
in the leg?
Normal.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's normal.
This is fine.
You say that's normal. You go back to the car and retrieve a medical kit. You take some bandages and put them in your pocket. You begin walking home.
Okay. I guess it's just time to go home now. All right. Go home and have a beer. Let's fucking have a party.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a long day already. We've only been out fishing for an hour, and then we had to fight for our lives. Now I think we've earned ourselves a beer, right?
Yeah, I agree. You go home and have a beer. You go inside your house, turn on the TV, and grab a beer out of the fridge. You sit down on your couch and watch TV while drinking your beer. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Sounds much better than...
Yeah, getting arrested by
wine?
apparently diseased cops.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, now what?
I mean, apparently we're supposed to investigate a break-in, but I mean, those cops just tried to arrest me for fishing.
Right?
And I'm a cop.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
So...
And also, they got there like 40 minutes late.
Yeah. That's weird that they just, like, showed up and tried to arrest us, too. So it's, like, not really even asking any questions. That's fucked up.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get in the car with more beers. Get in the squad car. You know, that's a normal thing to do.
Yeah, get in the
You
squad
get in
car.
the squad car with more beers and drive down to the station while drinking. You take the squad car and drive down to the police station while drinking your beer. You arrive at the police station and walk inside. I need reinforcements at the ZPD. I'm too drunk to drive. Oh, shit.
Ask for reinforcements, I guess. Can we ask somebody we know isn't a fucked up cop that's gonna try and kill us?
Find a non-shitty cop and ask them for reinforcements. You find a non-shitty cop and ask them for reinforcements. You go up to a police officer writing a ticket and ask him for help. He walks to his car, gets in, and drives away. You decide to steal a different car and drive back to the station. So, I left the station. I went up to a cop writing a ticket on that same street. He just ignored me, got in the car, and drove away. So I stole a car that was on the street, drove about 50 feet back to the police station. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We couldn't be bothered to walk that far. Come on, Chris.
Yeah, this makes me question my life choices. Question your life choices. You question your life choices. You have chosen the wrong career path. You should have been a doctor, like your mother wanted you to be. You get in the car and drive back to the station. Just doing donuts in the middle of the street here.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
So I guess, should we investigate that break-in, or?
Yeah, investigate the break-in. That sounds good to me. Investigate the break-in. Because we're good cops.
Yeah.
We're good cop,
So
singular.
We are.
You
good
enter the
cops.
police station and see that it has been ransacked. Computers have been broken open and their expensive parts have been taken. All of the weapons in the armory are gone.
All their SSDs and their fancy graphics cards that they don't use because they're cops and not gamers.
Yeah. Uh, well, that's strange. They
Okay.
took all of the weapons in the armory?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Um.
More importantly, this break-in happened while we were driving donuts in the street, so you know these guys are professionals.
Yeah. They did pick a good time when, the one cop that actually gives a shit is drunk and doing donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. Should we look for evidence of who did it or some shit?
Examine the crime scene for clues? You examine the crime scene for clues? You see a shoe print on the ground that you didn't notice before. It looks like an Adidas Predator. Whoa, name brand. You look around and notice a spent shell casing. It looks like it was from a 357 Magnum.
Can we run it for fingerprints?
Run the casing for fingerprints.
Hopefully that computer isn't one of the ones that got fucked up.
Run the casing for fingerprints. You dust the shell casing for fingerprints and get a match on a criminal by the name of Ernesto Garcia, a known drug dealer. You run a check on his license and it comes back as expired. Not only did he break into the police station, fire rounds inside of the police station, probably like shooting at people, steal a bunch of electronics and all of the weapons in the police armory, but his license is also expired.
That motherfucker, he's going down.
Yeah.
Let's put out a warrant for his arrest.
Put out a warrant for Ernesto Garcia's arrest. Sounds good. Man, how does the city run without us?
Does it?
I don't think so. You put out an APB for Ernesto Garcia. The officer on duty mentions that he saw Ernesto entering the west side of Zootopia with a bag of stolen weapons.
When it said ZPD, I did immediately think of the movie Zootopia, but I did not actually think we were in it. I'm not drunk enough for this. Hold on.
I'm gonna look at my hands, make sure that, I'm a human.
Look at your hands. Make sure I'm a... Watch, we're gonna be a fucking rhino or some shit.
Look at your hands, make sure you're a human.
Okay, wait for it.
Okay? Alright. You're a fucking idiot. You're a goddamn police officer in charge of catching one of the most wanted criminals in the city, and you're bitching about your hands hurting from typing. What?
I guess that's a rare miss on the AI Dungeon's understanding of what exactly is going on, but that's fucking kind of funny. So. Okay.
Alright.
We're not a human, we're a fucking idiot. That is what I have learned.
Alright, say it.
I'm not a human, I'm a fucking idiot. Yes.
You say, I'm not a human, I'm a fucking idiot. You are clearly not a human. You type out an email to all ZPD officers with Ernesto's description and last known whereabouts. You ask for confirmations of all sightings.
Okay.
Any more specificity there, game?
I guess didn't it say where he was sighted a second ago when we first put out the
west
warrant?
side of Zootopia.
Okay, so the west side, that's kind of a large area to cover, I guess. Should we
Shall
just
we
go to
actually-
the west side?
Yeah. Drive to the west side of Zootopia in pursuit.
Bless your ass. I didn't know Zootopia was cyberpunk.
So, Garcia. Yeah, that's This must be like a few minutes into the future after Judy Hopps blazed a trail. They introduced cybernetics and corporations started taking over. You get in those squad car and drive to the west side of Zootopia. You arrive and ask the first police officer you see where Ernesto might have gone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you can just hit enter to have the game feed you more stuff. If you're like, that wasn't enough information.
Pro tip from the pro gamer guys. We're professionals.
You might have gone that way.
We're too drunk and idiots.
He points down the street and says, I saw a goat with a bag full of guns. Go that way.
Is Ernesto a goat?
Is Ernesto a goat? You say, is Ernesto a goat?
A goat with a bag of guns might be concerning even if it's not Ernesto.
Yes, he is, the officer replies. Well, that's straightforward.
All right.
Okay. I guess it's just a drug-dealing goat who has a bag of guns.
All right. Shall we go kick his ass or what?
Okay. Yeah, go kick Ernesto's ass.
Wait, hold on. It's Zootopia, and ass could be like his brother or something.
Yeah, I mean that, like his adopted brother. 'Cause you go kick Ernesto's ass. You walk down the street on the west side of Zootopia and see a goat running away. He stops when he notices you and points a gun at you. Stop right there, cop!
Say no and shoot him in the dick. This is gonna be good or terrible.
Yeah, you never know. You say no and shoot him in the dick. You fire at the wanted criminal, but miss because you're an idiot and you shoot him in the hand. He shoots you in the face. Fuck. Alright.
So he shot us in the face, but it didn't say we're dead. So can we still do stuff?
Say ow. You say ow. You grab your face and feel the hole where your snout used to be. You try to scream in pain, but only a pathetic whimper escapes your lips. Wow, Zootopia's gotten dark.
Yeah, this is a little more fucked up than I remember the movie being.
This is like the gritty reboot sequel.
Right? Netflix adaptation.
I don't know. We got like a hole in our face, but clearly missed our brain. We're alive.
So yeah, I guess
and that's
we're
what
okay.
Counts, right?
Yeah, so should we steal his bag of guns? And then we can shoot him with all of them at once.
Steal Ernesto's bag of guns while he's not looking. You steal Ernesto's bag of guns while he's not looking. You run up to Ernesto and steal the bag of guns. Ernesto shoots you in the dick. Fuck! You drop the bag of guns.
Damn. He dropped the bag of guns too, man.
First we were shot in the face, then we were shot in the dick. This is bad.
Yeah, and all we managed to do is not steal his guns and shoot him in the hand. Shit. Make out with him.
Okay.
We can do this. We will
Make out
romance
with
this motherfucker
Ernesto.
into doing a deal with us.
You make out with Ernesto. You make out with him, and while the pain of your crotch subsides, the pain in your face becomes unbearable. Ernesto shoots you in the face again. Fuck!
I guess he's not into whatever species we are. Something.
Well,
with
he's
a
probably
snout.
not into making out with someone who's had like their lower face blown off.
That's his problem. He's the one that shot us.
Listen, we're gonna die here.
He shouldn't have
But
shot us if he.
We can at least traumatize him. In the meantime.
Poor Bilbo Dick in Hand. What a way to go.
We've been shot 3 times by this guy.
Does it say how many HP we have?
It does not.
Yeah, although this fuck is in all caps, so it's getting worse.
Well, I mean, the fact that we're still, like, alive, pretty impressive.
Admittedly, yeah. 2 shots in the face, 1 shot in the dick. We're doing okay, you know? I've seen people that got shot in the face twice and the dick once that were a lot more dead than us.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that we should use our pig strength to snap his neck.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be like we're a fucking snake or some shit. It's like, you don't have pig strength, you dumbass. Let's see what happens.
You use your pig strength to snap Ernesto's neck. You grab Ernesto and snap his neck, killing him instantly.
Whoa.
You die soon after a blood loss. Alright.
Wow. Respawn.
Okay, well, we're dead. Respawn.
Does that work?
You respawn. You get back up and continue your pursuit of Ernesto. You see him running into a warehouse. Fuck, this is taking way too long. He needs to die now, you think to yourself.
Didn't we just kill him?
Yeah, well, we respawned because we failed the mission, I guess.
So, This is so weird. Did we both respawn? It's so fucking silly. So he's going in a warehouse. Why don't we just, like, call in an airstrike on the warehouse?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Then we don't have to
call
deal with him. Just fuck up his day. Just fucking nuke him.
You call in an airstrike on the warehouse. You call in an airstrike on the warehouse and wait for it to kill Ernesto. The warehouse explodes, but the next day, your body is found with a bag of guns next to it. Did I die again?
Not sure.
Okay, let's attend our own funeral then.
Okay, yes, do it. Attend our own funeral.
You attend your own funeral. You stand outside your casket, watching as various ZPD officers mourn for you. Things could be worse, you think to yourself.
Could they? Could they really? Check around for Ernesto. See if he showed up to the funeral.
Check around for Ernesto. See if he showed up for the funeral.
That goat bastard.
Yeah, like, he's been responsible for us dying twice. You scan the crowd for Ernesto, but you can't find him. He must be avoiding the funeral of his victim. That's pretty dickish. Did you write this, Sean?
This does sound like the kind of dumb shit I kind of write, doesn't it? Hold on, my goal for our next episode is going to be to write a campaign dumber than this shit. Next time we do a real play thing, that'll be fun. I'm gonna make something hilarious, stupid.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, so that's pretty dickish. It is kind of dickish, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he missed our funeral. So, can we find Ernesto and, like, haunt him?
I'm pretty sure he died with us.
Okay.
So, because we called in an airstrike on the warehouse, right? Blew it up.
Yeah.
So maybe he's also a ghost and we can murder his ghost.
Okay, yeah. Track down Ernesto's ghost.
Track down Ernesto's ghost. You track down Ernesto's ghost. You search the houses in Zootopia looking for the ghost of Ernesto. You finally find him hiding in a corner, scared. "Don't kill me," he begs pathetically.
Rip his horn off and beat him to death with it.
Rip his horn off and beat him to death with it. I like your style. You rip his horn off and beat him to death with it.
If Doom Guy did it, so can we.
You take Ernesto's horn and beat him over the head with it. "You killed me, you prick," you say. You walk out of the room to find your family standing there.
It's ask them if they want to go out for lunch.
You say, "Do you want to go out for lunch?" "Sure," your family says in unison. You go to lunch at a nearby deli. You order a sandwich and pay for it. You happily eat your food and you're ready for your next case.
All right. We're a ghost, but we're still on the case, damn it.
We're still on the force.
This is fucking wild.
Just because we're ghosts doesn't mean... Just because we're a ghost doesn't mean that we're done yet.
Right? I gotta plug the beer of the week for a second, and then we can get back into this shit because I need to drink more. So this is a kind of an interesting mug I've got here. You probably can't really see it, but it's a Colorado Renaissance Festival mug from 1584, which I think is odd because I don't believe there was a Colorado Renaissance Festival in the year 1584, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
This is the weirdest fucking thing. I found this in the thrift store, and I was like, "Hey, look, a Renaissance Festival mug." And I always think it's neat to see the older ones because I've seen them like from the '80s when the Ren Fair began, and I'm like, always looking just to see for curiosity's sake. And I had to get this one because it just says 1584. I'm like, why the hell did they say 1584? That's so fucking weird. But the beer of the week is New Belgium Accumulation, which is a white IPA. When I was pouring this, it was actually kind of cloudy, actually fairly whitish color. So I guess let's find out if it doesn't suck. Oh. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. 2 for 2 good IPAs today. Actually, I really like that. It's very well balanced. It's not ridiculously hoppy. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever had a white IPA before. Most IPAs are fairly light. It's not like hazy flavor-wise, but like I said, it kind of had that hazy sort of color to it. So, yeah, this is interesting. I'm not really sure what makes a white IPA as opposed to just any other IPA, other than maybe I guess they decided, hey, it's white, let's call it a white IPA. But yeah, that's actually really good. I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of this. Have a beer with lunch. Gotta drink on this show, right?
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Have a beer with lunch.
I'm gonna remember this.
You have a beer with lunch. You order a beer with your meal and drink it happily.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty normal. Mm-hmm. Compared to everything else that's happened, that's pretty normal.
Right? Is that it?
I mean, we could go back to work.
Right, that is it. Oh, yeah. I was thinking it was going to say another thing, but it's that doesn't make sense. It's fine. Because it said we could get another case, so I guess we could do something else, huh? Go
Yeah,
fuck up some other criminals in this place. It's almost kind of creamy, sort of texture-wise. That's really good. That's just totally different.
You get your next case. You go back to the station and get your next case. A kid has gone missing. Parents last saw him near the woods. Go search there, your captain commands.
Alright, so I guess let's search near the woods.
Search near the woods. You search near the woods. You go to the woods and search there. You search for 8 hours before finding a body. Fuck, you think to yourself. I've been searching this corpse the entire time.
Oh. Just didn't notice it. I guess, it blends in because we're dead too.
Yeah. I mean, really, we should be talking to this kid's ghost, I guess.
I guess, yeah. So try and talk to the ghost of the dead body. Say, what the fuck happened to you, bud?
To you, bud. You say, what the fuck happened to you, bud? The corpse looks up at you, confused. I'm dead, silly. Yeah, I figured that part out myself. The corpse shows you its bullet wound. Oh, he died from bullets.
I see. Ask him who shot him.
Who shot you? You say, who shot you? I was shot by a bear. The corpse replies, shit, this guy's dead as fuck, you think to yourself.
Okay, so at least we know it's a bear, which is I for a second I was like, a bear shot him? Oh my god, this is badass. And then I remembered it's Zootopia, so that's probably normal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I guess we should track down, bears with guns that have been in the area recently?
Track down bears with guns that have been in the area recently. I don't know when this turned into Zootopia, but,
At some point it did.
Yeah. You track down bears with guns that have been in the area recently. You track down a large brown bear that has been in the area recently and put it under arrest. Why did you shoot this man, you demand? Because he was a prick.
Alright. Book him.
Book him. You book him. You book the bear into jail and get back to searching the corpse. Fuck this job, you think to yourself.
Should we do something with the corpse?
Make out with the corpse. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's a kid. That's a kid. I'm not gonna do that.
Necrophilia, okay. Pedophilia, too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a thing. Just for anybody watching, that is the fucking rules, alright? We don't make up the rules, but we do drink. And then make up the rules.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we take the kid's corpse back or something?
Take the kid's corpse back
Or
to
something.
the police station, you think?
I guess. Or to the morgue?
Excuse me.
Bless your ass.
You take the kid's corpse back to the morgue. You put the corpse in the trunk and head back to the morgue.
You just
you
got
walk
the
into
echo
the
of your burp again.
You walk into the autopsy room and drop the corpse on the table. What do you have for me today?
A corpse, dipshit.
You say, a corpse, dipshit. Ah, you're here. This corpse is a corpse. No new leads to find, unfortunately. Fuck this job, you think to yourself.
Dying here. Why am I dying? Fuck. So hold on. I need to drink. What? Fuck. Oh my god. This is too fucking silly. It's amazing. I love it. Everybody go play this game. Why are you watching us? Go play this game.
Yeah. This game is... It has like a subscription model that's pretty pricey. Because apparently it costs a lot of money for each of these responses to get generated.
Tom Thurman in the chat says that is hard to fucking read, and we are sorry for that. It's being streamed through a stream, so it's just kind of the nature of streaming here. But that's why we're kind of trying to read it aloud as we go.
Yeah.
So we apologize for any inconvenience, and we will drink to make up for our sins.
Drink to that.
Yeah. Maybe next time, if we do this again, we'll do it on my end so I can plug it straight into the stream. That might help, so it's not coming through Discord as well as the streamer.
I would agree to that. So, what should we do here? I mean, like, we found the murderer.
We keep thinking, fuck this job, so maybe we should quit and, like, go get a new job.
You know what? I kind of don't like being a cop anyway. Yeah, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
Quit and find a new job. You quit and find a new job.
Yeah, right. What are we going to be? It's a fucking bakery manager?
You quit your job and look for a new one. You find a job quickly, working at a grocery store. Hello, I am the new cashier. My name is...
Bilbo Dick in Hand.
You begin. You finish your day's work and clocked out. You go home and get ready for bed. Ah, another day done, you think to yourself. Yeah, this suits us much better.
Yeah. Right.
Let's get a sandwich from the kitchen.
Yeah, and a beer.
Gotta
have a beer on Drink to the Past, right?
And a beer from the kitchen before bed. And we... You get a sandwich and a beer from the kitchen before bed. You go to bed, tired from the day's work. Ah, another day done, you think to yourself as you snuggle into your bed.
Mm-hmm. I like how we snuggle up with the beer and the sandwich.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I guess there's nothing left to do other than eat the sandwich, drink the beer, and pass out.
Sweet. Let's do that.
Eat the sandwich, drink the beer, and pass out.
Hey, that's what you said.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Insane.
You wake up from your alarm, and after some morning ablutions, you go to the kitchen. Breakfast, I guess, you think to yourself.
Alright, let's have a steak and a beer.
Have a steak and a beer. You have a steak and a beer.
Breakfast of fucking champions.
Yeah. You decide to have a steak and a beer for breakfast. You cook the steak in the frying pan and put it on a plate with some potatoes. You drink the beer as you eat the steak.
Fuck yeah, we got some potatoes too.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is an awesome breakfast.
Hell yeah. I would drink that breakfast every day.
Yeah.
I might have to go get another breakfast to drink before we're done here.
Let's see. I guess drive to work?
Yeah, I suppose.
Drive to work. Let's see. I guess drive to work? You drive to work. You get in your car and drive to work, listening to a podcast. Welcome to Boring Council, the gate guard says as you enter. Why is there a gate guard outside the grocery store?
That's a good question. Tell him, why are you guarding the grocery store? What the fuck's up with this dude?
You say, why are you guarding the grocery store? The guard says, we just ran out of funding for the police department. Boring Council has not bothered to fund one, so we have to hire a security company instead. I see. Oh, well, I guess we quit that job at the right time.
Apparently. They quit funding because they didn't want to replace all those computer parts and shit.
Yeah, because I guess...
Because they were too cheap to buy insurance or something.
Yeah, they probably also had to pay out, like, lawsuits for all the other people who died. When
they also probably spent an inordinate amount of money on that airstrike, is what I was going to say. Just the airstrike itself, those bombs are probably not cheap. Plus the plane, the fuel, the pilot, he's probably got a good hourly wage, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, it probably would have been cheaper just to buy all new electronic parts and guns than drop a bomb on that warehouse.
So, alright, I guess we should start working, then, huh?
Yeah, start working. Start working. You are working in the grocery store, minding your own business. You sit down at a register to start work. Hello there, new guy, a voice says from behind you.
Alright, what should we say here?
We could reflexively punch them in the throat.
It's part of our cop training.
Reflexively punch voice in the throat as part of your cop training. You reflexively punch the voice in the throat as part of your cop training. Voice falls backwards, and you recognize him as one of the employees. What the fuck? I was just introducing myself. Sorry, I'm a cop. I have a hair trigger.
Apologize and offer him a beer. You apologize and offer him a beer. I need a beer after that. You have a real talent for violence, new guy. It's part of the job. Fuck yes.
You work for the day, working and serving customers.
Alright. Should we drink on the job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink on the job. Like, that was cool as a cop, right?
Yeah, it must just be a thing.
Yeah, you drink on the job.
Nobody thought it was weird when we just came into the station and said, somebody drive me, I'm too drunk to drive.
Yeah, you drink a few beers while you work, not bothering to count. I'll drink 5 beers on the job, but not a drop more, you think to yourself.
Let's hit on the customers, too.
Okay. Hit on the customers. While working. You hit on the customers while working. You hit on a few of the old ladies that come in, and they seem receptive. Stop flirting with the old ladies. You're on the job, you scold yourself.
Nice. Although, What kind of old ladies are they? Because we are in Zootopia. Remember, this might change things.
All right, examine the old ladies. Examine the old ladies. One of the old ladies is short and fat and seems to have a fun and energetic personality. Ah, I'm too old for this, you think to yourself.
We're too old for an old lady.
Yeah.
All right.
We could always steal from the cash register while working.
That's a good way to make money.
Yeah, I like that.
They don't pay us enough anyways.
Yeah, clearly. You steal from the cash register while working. You steal a few bucks from the cash register while working. This is just like stealing from any other business, you think to yourself. Ah, I'm too old for this, you think to yourself.
All right. Well, are we done for the day then? You did say I think we worked our shift, right? So, I don't know.
Go home for the day. It's good. You go home for the day. You go on to have a productive life. You work at the grocery store for a few years, and it's mundane but easy. After a few years of working there, you get promoted to assistant manager.
Fuck yeah! Did we just beat the game?
Ask yourself if you beat the game.
If it says you just lost the game, I'm gonna flip my shit.
You ask yourself if you beat the game. You haven't, but you've gotten further than most. Along than most. Beyond here lies supernatural beings more powerful than you could ever hope to be. What?
Huh. Let's investigate how to become as powerful as a supernatural being.
Investigate how to become as powerful as a supernatural being. You investigate how to become as powerful as a supernatural being. Are there drugs that can give me temporary superpowers? You search the internet for. I mean, that's a good question. Let's see what more this has to say.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll find some drugs that can give us superpowers. That'd be That'd be great.
Yeah, I would take those drugs. Find sites mentioning things like bath salts and new research chemicals. Maybe I could get my hands on something like this, you think to yourself. Shall we order bath salts and research chemicals?
Yeah. I always wanted bath salts and research chemicals. There you go, I had one now.
You order bath salts and research chemicals. You order a few different drugs, as you don't know which one will lead to superpowers. You have them shipped to a friend's house, as you are unsure if you are able to receive them at your home. I think this game knows its personal habits a little too well.
Should we go to our friend's house to pick it up?
Yeah, go to your friend's house to pick up the drugs. Go to your friend's house to pick up the drugs. Hello, friend. Do you have the package I sent you? Yeah, but federal agents dropped off a warning last night. They say these drugs are dangerous. Shit, really?
Oh, man. Well, that's no fun. If they're dangerous, that's gonna stop me from getting superpowers. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Fucking snort all the drugs.
Yeah. Snort?
Fucking snort.
All the drugs.
Put fucking in there.
Right.
Type fucking in the chat.
Snort all the drugs.
Yes! We're gonna get superpowers. We're gonna be supernatural beings.
You fucking snort all the drugs.
Yes.
You take all the drugs and walk around your friend's house like a fucking monster. You snort lines of crystal meth off your fingers like bits of acid off the floor. Smoke bath salts until you vomit.
All right. We did it.
All right.
Check if we have superpowers.
All right.
Did it
More
work? Did it
description
work?
loading. Hold
Okay.
up. Your body begins to shut down as you feel a heart attack coming on. Better take it easy there, Chief. Your friend says, figure out if the heart attack is a sign of getting superpowers.
Could be.
You figure out if the heart attack is a sign of getting superpowers. You clutch your chest in agony and feel a burning sensation spread throughout your chest. Ah, you scream. 911, what is your emergency? The operator says through your phone.
Let's see. What should we tell them? I feel like now we should, like, just, like, not tell them our emergency. We should, like, downplay it and just be like, it's fine. I don't know. Or tell them something totally different.
All right.
Tell them we're being robbed.
I'm being robbed. You say, I'm being robbed. I'm being robbed, you scream. The monster is trying to kill me. Calm down, sir. What's your address? Oh shit, he's killing me.
Try and seduce the monster.
Try and seduce the monster. We probably are tripping really hard right now, so who knows what we're actually doing, but...
Yeah, I don't even know. Because, we're talking to a 911 officer even though we never picked up our phone, right? It just said they were on the phone.
You begin to take off your pants in the hopes that the monster will become horny and forget that it's trying to kill you. I'm gonna fuck you up, the monster says.
Ask him, how hard are you gonna fuck me up?
How hard are you gonna fuck me up? You say, how hard are you gonna fuck me up? I'm gonna fuck you up so hard, you say seductively. The monster begins to grind against your body. Oh no.
Yes! Yes! We have successfully seduced the monster! Okay. Fucking, like, I don't know, lick its, tentacles.
Oh god. Lick its... ... tentacles.
Yes!
Lick its tentacles. You lick the monster's tentacle-like arms and begin to unzip your pants. I'm going to fuck you up with my dick.
I called it! I fucking knew it! Alright, have sex with it. Just let it happen, man.
I might not read these next parts.
I'll read them if I can.
Okay.
Let me put on my swarthy voice for reading them.
You have sex with the monster.
You have sex with the monster.
And it turns out to be the best sex of your life. After it's done, you feel the rush of superhuman strength.
Yes!
Oh, that's how we got superpowers.
We fucking got it! I'm amazing! Alright, let's go, like, fucking... go to the White House and pick it up and throw it at the moon. Yes, this is happening.
You go to the White House, pick it up, and throw it at the moon. You go to the White House, pick it up, and throw it at the moon. Your friends watch in amazement as you lift up the White House with one hand and throw it towards the moon.
Yeah, we got fucking superpowers, man.
Holy shit, we got superpowers. How does that work?
Because we fucked a monster. Just play into it.
Okay.
We had the best sex of my life. Or your life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
We had pretty good sex. And now we have superpowers. Okay. Let's see. How can we use this power to the best benefit of hilarity?
Uh, we could bench press the Earth.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. I wrote that just for you, Chris.
You bench press the Earth. The moon crashes into the Earth, killing you instantly. Good job. You are now the strongest man to ever live.
All right. We can die happy.
Okay. We're good at this game.
Apparently.
Also, I'm not sure if this is the second or the third time we died.
Well, let's see. We got shot a couple of times, then we respawned. I think this is the third time, because we came back as a ghost, and technically we're still a ghost, right?
We made it. You die happy.
The end. Yes. We're fucking great. All right. That was... We beat the game. We're so cool.
Yeah.
All right. That was pretty fucking fun. That's awesome. All right. So if you are interested in that, streaming audience or playback audience or listening audience on the audio versions, then go check that out. Chris will give you the website name here.
Yeah, I'll put that in the Discord, and then you can put it in like the video description or whatever.
Yeah,
or
I'll put
I can, like link it in the chat or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put it in the video description when the video version comes out, and the audio description if you're listening on Podbean or Apple Podcasts, that'll be in the description. So check that out, or probably just like look up AI Dungeon, and you'll probably be able to find it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
AI Dungeon.
I will say this was the Dragon AI. There's 3 different variations of AI for AI Dungeon, and Dragon AI is the smartest of them.
Okay.
Which is why it was able to generate stuff that was mostly coherent with some hang-ups, I would say.
Yeah, a couple of little minor ones, but actually, like, I was just thoroughly impressed with how this game just, like, was able to match our ridiculous bullshit at least equally, if not at some points, like, even more absurd, just wacky bullshit than even we're coming up with, and we're 2 guys working together for the sake of wacky bullshit.
Yes.
So, this is fucking impressively programmed. My hat is off to you. Or something. It's hard to take off a hat while I'm wearing headphones, but my hat is off to you now. So, there we go.
I believe the guy who programmed the game is Nick Walton. Or who at least started programming the game is Nick Walton. So props to that guy for making something as ridiculous and fun and interesting as this.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this kind of content, also let us know. Maybe we could do this another time. I've been meaning to get some more real tabletop play on as well, so that might be a thing that we do in the future. And let me know if you want more bagpipes, because I can always put in more bagpipes. I actually had somebody comment on one of my Ice Arrow videos like, hey, I subscribed for bagpipes. Where's the bagpipes? And I'm like, oh yeah, this used to be a like more bagpipe channel. Because this channel has kind of moved back and forth on different... So I try to keep up the music as well sometimes when I can, but it's like the primary focus of the channel is the podcast, obviously. So it's just one of those things. So I would like to do more on the music end of things, but it's, hard to make time to make a lot of content sometimes. So
I will say that the experimental feature I enabled created a summary of the story that we went through. As we were playing along to help the AI remember what happened.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So, would you like me to read that off?
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting for our viewing pleasure, or hearing pleasure.
This is a cyberpunk story. The main character, Bilbo Dick in Hand, is a cop in Sale. You are a cop living in a cyberpunk dystopia. You get dressed and go outside and see a police car. You ask the police officers what they want. They handcuff you. You escape the handcuffs and run away. You hide under a car and shoot the handcuffs off. You go home and have a beer, and then drive to the police station while drunk. You break into the police station and find a file on the most wanted criminal in the city. Leave, and then get in your car to find You find the criminal and you shoot him. But he shoots you back. You kill him and then die. You are in heaven. A corpse is brought to the morgue and you take it back to the police station. You quit your job. Working at a grocery store. You are promoted to assistant manager. You order drugs off the internet and snort them. And missing some context, but yeah, I would say that's a decent summary of the adventure.
Yeah. Yep. And then we won.
And then we won.
Yeah. This was a trip. I am glad we did this. We might do this as every now and then if I just don't want to think of a topic. We might throw this in for shits and giggles again. I think this was fun. So
yeah,
leave us a comment if you like this kind of content.
We will read your comments because let's be honest, we don't have a lot of comments.
Yeah, it's like I get a notification and I'm like, ooh, a comment, and sometimes it's a hate comment and I'm like, yay, I'm a real YouTuber. Somebody hates me. I'm still waiting for my first death threat. I'm like, apparently that's a thing that YouTubers get. So I'm not like in the A tier YouTube club until I get a death threat.
Until you get a death threat, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but thank you for joining us. As always, we have been A Drink to the Past, and I am Spamoman, your glorious host, and this is my glorious co-host.
Hi, I'm Chris, rarely introduced Audette. I would plug my stuff, but I kind of don't feel like doing it, so you can check out, I want to say 2 episodes ago when I actually bothered to plug my stuff.
Yeah, go to DriveThruRPG and look up whatever Chris's name is on DriveThruRPG.
Yeah. Look up 5 Cataclysms. All the stuff under there is good. Even the stuff you gotta pay money for is worth the price. Not written by me, but it's worth the price.
Yeah, check him out. And of course, as always, you can find me, Spamoman Spamoman on Twitter, and as well as 2guysplayingzelda.com and tgpzgaming.com. I just actually have an article posted on both of those, so you can look up our TGPZ gaming website. I just recently put an article about Hellblade, which we actually streamed last week. Which was pretty cool. And also recently on 2guysplayingzelda.com, I put up an article that was the TGPZ Awards. It's a little award show thing we do every year where all the writers kind of get together and we vote. We open it up to the some of the fans on our Discord as well. So if you're in the TGPZ Discord, you can vote next year when we do that again. That might be a fun time because the fan votes actually kind of influenced a couple of the categories. I thought that was kind of neat. But it's all just a kind of a fun time, and all the writers get together and write different things about their favorite games, and I kind of compile them into one sort of big article of like, here is our favorite games of the year, and here is why we love them. And it's one of the few times that we actually really do a big collaborative piece for 2guysplayingzelda.com. So it's always a lot of fun. So check us out there, 2guysplayingzelda.com, tgpzgaming.com, or on DriveThruRPG, look up 5 Cataclysms. And that brings us to the final segment of the podcast, where we talk about inane bullshit until somebody says something really awkward.
Like, I'm aware of this.
There's probably been enough awkward bullshit, like us, sucking that a tentacle.
Yeah.
But, now we have to. We have to top that in awkwardness. That's our challenge for the evening.
It did say that we started to have a heart attack. So, was everything past that like a dying dream or hallucination we were having while we were dying of snorting drugs?
Possible. I don't know. I'm going with we got superpowers and we fucking threw the White House to the moon. We are fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more believable.
Yes. Because, like, how else do you get superpowers other than snorting a buttload of random drugs?
Uh, that's a good question. I don't know how you do that in real life, but
I don't know. This isn't real life. This is video games, bitch.
I would like to say that we started the day by fishing, and we ended our life by doing a bunch of drugs, getting super strength, and bench pressing the earth.
You bench pressed the earth into the moon and it killed us.
Yeah.
But we
Probably
were impressive as fuck
people,
while
actually.
we did it. Yeah, probably. Fucked up the tides permanently, so
You know, I
just
never
flooded
figured out
massive
what species
sections
we
of
were.
the earth. Yeah, me neither. I guess we were something with a snout, but it never said anything like... And we did have hands. Because we looked at our hands, and it didn't say they weren't hands, right? But it said... So we had hands and a snout. What has hands and a snout?
It's a really
Do
good question. You figure
Monkeys
out what
have
species you were.
snouts? Does that count as a snout?
I don't think so.
think
You
it's
were a
big enough.
vampire. You create a new religion and write yourself into that. You tell them that vampires were created first before humans. What?
Why did we have a fucking snout?
I feel like this epilogue was entirely unnecessary. We were a vampire all the time.
Yeah,
We were a vampire cop in a world of animals.
a vampire cop with a snout. But it's okay. We retired and worked at the grocery store.
I mean, we could be like a Nosferatu from Nosferatu.
This accumulation ale is actually really, really good. I am going to give that a 15. This is really yummy. I'm having a ball sucking this all up.
Gross. What? No. What? Oh, okay. Don't die then.
Delicious.
Fucking yikes.
Anywho, yeah, now I've rated my last beer, so now we can say something awkward, right?
I mean, that was pretty awkward.
I thought about it. I was like, we could cut it off on my awkward slurping noises, right? But then I didn't. So now we have to
Yeah.
now we have to keep going. So, Chris, what you playing? We skipped what you playing today. I forgot. I was actually going to talk about some stuff. So, Chris, what you playing?
I've been playing a lot more Noida.
Okay.
You say, ask if I got a ending. Vampire. You are a vampire. You have the powers of a vampire. Your religion worships you. Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Uh,
Yeah, I've been playing, not a ton. I continued playing, what's that game? A little bit more Ghost of Tsushima, yesterday. That was pretty fun. I'm kind of getting into it. The open world is really, really great. And it's got kind of instead of like a lot of open world games where there's just like check marks on your map everywhere for the shops and the quest markers and the side quest and here's this and that, and there's just like too much shit on your map. It's like it gives you stuff on your main map, but you don't have any mini map at all. And instead of that, you can select anything in your map and track it, and it will like make the wind in the game flow in the direction of your objective that you mark. And so that's just a really kind of cool immersion thing. So the UI is very, very limited. There's basically no UI unless you draw your bow. It gives you a reticle to where you're shooting your bow. And I really kind of love that it's just like this kind of minimalistic take. So it's you're more focused on the action and the exploration at any given time than, the mechanical happenings in the game. So I'm still kind of early in. I don't know. My opinion could change, but really, like the first 2 hours or whatever I've played of this is just fucking amazing. I am having such a good time. This is. I'm like sad that I didn't get to vote for this in some kind of game of the year already. I'm like, oh my god, it's so cool.
I mean, if you're playing it now, you can vote for it next year. Because our game of the year, or you can vote for it at the
That's true. Our
end of this year.
drink to the past awards are a little weird, so we'll just be like, yeah, whatever. We played it this year, it's good enough. So yeah, it might come up on the Drink to the Past Awards 2021. We'll have to see. And also, I just randomly pulled out my Game Boy the other day and fucking started playing Link's Awakening, which is great still. But it's actually almost better now that I've played the remake, because the one big kind of thing that I've always had a problem with in Link's Awakening, going back at any point, is the overworld is just slightly confusing to tell where you're going, because a lot of the screens are kind of samey, and so I've had a trouble like getting a mental picture of where I'm going. I'm like, some of the places I know where they are, but like now that I've played the remake where there's no screen segregation, you're just it flows. I have this mental picture of how the world works now. And so going back to the Game Boy version even, I was just able to navigate the world really, really easily. And I was actually really surprised by that, because I was like, I realized I was getting close to the I just loaded up my last save from whenever the last time I played was, and I'm like coming up to the last dungeon, and I'm like, oh, I don't have the boomerang though. I'm gonna go get the boomerang, and I looked and I was like, 3 or 4 items into the trading quest I needed to do to get the boomerang. So I went back and did them, and I was like a little bit dreading it, because I was like, this is going to take forever, because I'm going to get lost on the overworld like I always do. And then I just like went everywhere, and I was like, I knew exactly where I was going the whole time. And it's so surreal to like suddenly understand this part of the game that I've never really got a good grasp on before. I thought it was so cool.
Huh.
Yeah. So it only took me like 20 minutes to do or something. I don't know, for the last several items. Maybe even less than that. I don't know. It was a fun time. I fucking love that game anyways. Did you play the Link's Awakening remake?
Yes, I did. I really loved the Link's Awakening remake.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked the Dungeon 6 music.
6 is Faith Shrine? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's the turning point in the game where the big plot twist is revealed.
Yeah.
It changes all of the music in the dungeons from there on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like much more melancholy soundtrack. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because really the whole game kind of takes this sort of dark turn at that point and reveals that it's kind of been this, like, the nature of the story is, like, kind of fucked up anyways, and it's like, wow, this is, like, super heavy. It's actually, I've always kind of thought, as a big Zelda fan, that this game has an even more dark overall story than like the ones that are praised for being the dark, edgy ones, right? Like Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess kind of have nothing on this because of the, it's maybe not as dark and edgy throughout, but when you look at the story as a whole and what it kind of means that Link makes the decisions he does, that it's like those implications are so much more fucked up than anything that Twilight Princess could even dream of.
Ending in Link's Awakening is significantly more bittersweet than in Majora's Mask, where it's pretty much... Majora's Mask has a pretty much straightforward, happy ending.
Yeah.
terms of in terms of like the threats you face. It's, oh yeah, you dealt with it. It's good. Everything's good now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Link's Awakening is, uh, he just kind of has to deal with what happened.
Yep.
So Link's Awakening is almost more cohesive in that way.
Yeah.
Which is, and I feel weird praising Link's Awakening above Majora's Mask when I love Majora's Mask. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. For me, it's like no contest. I really just, but I also feel kind of biased because Link's Awakening was also my first Zelda game, so it's like that's a kind of a hard thing to really objectify. It's like, is it really better, or is it just because I played this one first? I have so much nostalgia, and also I like the directions it went a lot better in particular things. It's some part nostalgia and some part it's just personal taste too. So it's like, yeah, because Majora's Mask was good. I still need to beat that. That's something I've been thinking about beating for a long time.
We should beat that.
Yeah. I got a save on my GameCube that's like way up to Stone Tower Temple and everything, so I should just like grind out the last dungeon and fucking be done with it, right?
Yeah, Stone Tower and then just the final section. Yeah, you're almost done.
Yeah. I've got kind of the idea of what happens from just talking to people about Zelda for so long. I think I've even seen, some videos of the final boss fight, so it's like,
yeah.
I almost feel like I've beat it sometimes, but at the same time, it's like that thing in the back of my head that's like, nope, that's the one you haven't beat, except for Zelda 2. But I feel like I'm more likely to beat Majora's Mask than Zelda 2 anytime soon.
Alright, I will say, I don't expect you to ever beat Zelda 2. However, this is a drink to the past. You should at least beat Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I've come back to Zelda 2 so many times, like with the intention of beating it just to say I did, and just like so many times I've just been so dumbfounded by how much I hate it. I'm just like, it's not fun. It's not like there's things that I convinced you as a fan of the game that are objective flaws, and you're like, yeah, I can't really argue with that. And it's so hard to like just force myself to try to like this thing, but at the same time it kind of like is gut-wrenching to me to know that there's a Zelda game that I don't like, because I like literally every other Zelda game that I've ever played.
Zelda 2 is definitely the odd game out in the series.
Mm.
It introduced a lot of concepts that would be further explored later in the series and more better communicated. But I would have preferred to see more of the magic system from the game kept in some of the later games, if only because I like the fireball spell. And also, the fairy spell was weird. There's probably some weird art online of the fairy spell that turns Link into a fairy.
So look that up if you're looking for